Oh no, I think we better leave. Wow, did that scene scare you? Did it remind you of Jurassic Park, the scene I showed you in the video clip before? Well, it did me. Let's talk about why and why they were so scared and why this has to do with sound energy, the energy of vibrations. So, sound energy is the energy of vibrations. Sound travels good through the air. For example, if I'm yelling across the playground, you can probably hear me across the playground, but you might not hear me a block away. My voice only carries so far through the air. Sound travels better through water, a liquid. For example, when dolphins communicate underneath the water, their sounds that the dolphin makes can be heard up to miles away. Okay, so it travels over miles through liquid. But sound travels best through the land, which is a solid. Imagine an earthquake. An earthquake happens in one part of the country, but it is felt usually thousands of miles away. Sometimes a long distance away in even in different states, that earthquake is felt. So it travels best through a solid.
Hey class, Mr. Poole here, and I have a couple objects that I want to do a little activity with you today and show you and kind of prove to you that sound energy is the energy of vibrations. Notice I have a bell here, and when I ring the bell, that ringing noise continues. It continues for some period of time. Now, watch what happens when I ring the bell the second time. When I touch the side of the bell, immediately the sound stops. Okay, so watch again. Okay, notice when I touch the bell again, the sound stopped immediately. Why do you think that is? Well, it's because the bell is vibrating. When this little thing in here hits the side of the bell, the metal vibrates. It vibrates, and that's what makes the ringing sound to our ears. It is the vibrations, and that's what our eardrums are hearing is those vibrations, and that's what's making the sound. When I ring it and it continues, you can still hear that ringing for a good 10, 15, even 30 seconds later until it totally stops when the vibrating stops. Okay, watch one more time. And when I touch it, the sound immediately stops because I've stopped the vibrating. Okay, so let me set that aside. And then I have two things here. And this is a tuning fork. It's Tuning, and then fork, F-O-R-K. It's called a tuning fork. And this is just a glass of water, and I'm going to use that water to show you the vibrations. Okay, so watch what I do. I hit the tuning fork, and it's going to make a high-pitched sound. And that tuning fork is vibrating right now. When I do this, and I touch it, and I stop the vibrations, the sound goes away. Okay, so let me do it again. And this time I'm gonna stick it in the water and watch what happens. Okay, so I'm gonna hit the tuning fork. And again, you hold the tuning fork right on the edge so you're not touching it, because if you're touching the tuning fork, then it's not gonna vibrate, it's not gonna make a sound. So you would hold the tuning fork right on the edge. I'm gonna strike it on the table, and then I'm gonna set it in the water. Okay, and we'll see what happens. Okay, all right, let's do it again. I got a reaction, and maybe you saw that on there, but it did splash up, and there's some splash marks over here. I'll show you in just a second. But again, I'm gonna strike it on the table, it's gonna vibrate, then I'm gonna put it into the water. And it's gonna expand those vibrations through the water, and that's what's gonna cause the water to splash. I'll try it one more time. Okay. And let me pull it over here so you can kind of see some of the splashes there. There is some splashing that occurred there. Okay, so this is proving that the tuning fork is vibrating, and those vibrations go through the air and they're going into the water and causing it to splash outside. Okay, all right, well, I hope you've learned through the bell and the vibrations of the bell, okay, and the tuning fork in the water. I hope you've learned about some sound energy, the energy of vibrations. All right, thanks a lot. Bye.